What does a hug mean to you? Such a small action with a big impact. This is something most of us do on a daily basis, whether that's hugging a friend, a family member, or a loved one. I'm just going to tell you a quick story about how a simple hug had such a big impact on a man while I was having my haircut at the barber's a couple of weeks ago. So just another normal day for me. Sat down having a good chat with my barber, explaining this vision that I had around starting a podcast for mental health and especially men's mental health. While we were having this conversation, there was another man in the barber's at the time listening in on this conversation. And once he'd finished, he came over and he kind of opened up around his struggles around mental health, something that he'd struggled with from such a young age. And while we were having this conversation, somebody he knew walked over and just gave him a hug, just to say hello. And honestly, the smile on that man's face was priceless. He was absolutely speechless, and it had such a big impact on this person. So much so that he turned around and said, "I haven't had a hug in such a long time. Can I have another one?" So the person gave him another hug, and it was quite a long hug, to be honest. And you could just see how much of a difference that made to this person. So something so small as a hug that we take for granted on a daily basis can have such a massive impact on somebody. This could be the difference on them opening up, and the difference it can make to that person's day is just phenomenal. So the next time you're with a friend, family, loved one, just ask them, "Are you okay?" Give them a hug, because you don't know what's actually going on deep down. And that hug could just potentially be the difference on them having a better day and potentially opening up about the problems that they're facing. Because, I'll always go back to, I'm fine isn't always the truth.